Okay, I'm not here today, so we're going to watch this quick little video about this activity that we're going to be working on for the next 3 days. But before I get into that, there was a lot of you who were gone Thursday and Friday last week. So sometime during class today, while you're working with your partners, what I would like you to do in order to make that up is get a note packet from one of your partners or from somebody in class. Make sure you get all of the notes before class tomorrow, and the assignment is posted to Edmodo. It's Forces Worksheet 3. That's all you missed, questions 1 through 5. So try to get that taken care of today, if at all possible. Okay, so the Great Balloon Race. This is how we wrap up our forces unit. And I'll just read here from the handout. The purpose of this activity is to use Newton's 3 laws of motion and apply it to a problem. Your task is to design and build a balloon racer that can traverse the classroom in the shortest amount of time possible. If the racer cannot make it to the other side of the room, the group who makes it the furthest will be the winner. And it is a contest. We have prizes for first through fifth place. If we have more than 5 groups, then no prizes for you. First place gets 10 extra credit points, second place 8, third 6, and fourth and fifth place get 4 extra credit points to this activity. So, the Great Balloon Race. We're going to be working on this for 3 days. Today and tomorrow is the planning slash building phase, so days 1 and day 2. Your goal for today is the planning. So you need to design your racer. It says here, I'll show you the minimum that each racer must have. Each racer has a minimum of 3 parts, and here is an image of that. You need to have a plastic bottle of some sort. This plastic bottle I just took out of the recycling bin across the hall. You can use any type of plastic bottle you want to. 20-ounce plastic bottle, a Gatorade bottle, Powerade bottle, and you want to use a milk jug, I really don't care, but you need to have a plastic bottle for the body of the racer. You also need to have a soda straw, which is one of the materials that I do provide. You can see the soda straw at the top of the bottle. These things don't fly freely through the room. Instead, we put them on a piece of fishing line. So the fishing line will go through that straw, and the racer will hang from the string. Okay, and so then the balloon racer glides across that string as far and as fast as you can get it to go. And then the balloon is the third part, and the balloon is going to be what provides the propulsion for your racer. So you need to have the minimum of those 3 things as a part of your racer. Okay, and I will provide the soda straw and the balloons. The bottle is one thing that you have to provide on your own. You're going to need to draw a schematic of your design. Include views from the side, which is just like the picture I just had. So if you're looking at it from the side, what does it look like? And then also from the front. So if you're watching it come flying towards you, what does it look like? And each person in the group has to have their very own schematic. Now, as far as the design goes, what I showed you was just taking a straw, sticking it to the pop bottle, taping a balloon to it. Okay. You can do whatever kind of manipulation to this thing that you want. You want to cut it in half. You want to add wings to it. Okay. Any kind of design you want to do, but the main body of the racer has to be that plastic bottle. Okay. The balloons have to somehow be attached to the plastic bottle. The straw has to somehow be attached to the plastic bottle. That makes up the body. But whatever you want to do to cut it, shape it, manipulate it, that's fine. You want to add things, wings, streamers, you name it. You can do whatever you want to. You want to paint it, that's fine. You just have to come up with what you want it to look like, what it is that you want it to do. Okay. Write up a materials list for what you will need to build your racer. The only materials that are going to be provided to you will be 2 balloons, tape, straw, and scissors. Now, you only get 2 balloons. I will give you the 2 balloons, but you only get those 2 balloons to use for your project. If you lose them, if you pop them, you're done. You only get those 2 balloons. That's it. Okay. Anything else that your group wants will have to come from the group. So the plastic bottle you're responsible for. Now, like I said, there's recycle bins around the school, so you don't even really need to go and buy anything. Dig through those recycle bins and find your bottle. Okay. If you're going to add wings, streamers, paint, any of that kind of stuff, then you're going to have to come up with all that stuff on your own. If you're going to paint it, you got to do it on your own. Okay. I'm not providing any of those types of materials. You have to come up with that. Each person needs to have the materials list, and on that materials list, you need to put next to each item that you have to bring from home who is going to be responsible for it. So if Billy is responsible for the plastic bottle and Billy shows up without the plastic bottle, we know who was supposed to do it and who to hold responsible. Tomorrow, you should have all the materials here and start putting things together. Today is all just planning. Design, planning, materials, what are you going to need, what are you going to do, and then tomorrow you're going to be putting it all together. Also, note, if someone has not brought materials, let me know, make a note of it on the materials list. What did not show up? Okay. And then you're going to build the racer. Each person should be helping in some way. There should never be anyone just standing around. You're working in groups of 3, maybe 4 if we need to, but everybody should be doing something. Okay. Your substitute today is going to be watching who's working, who's not. Tomorrow when I'm there, I'm going to be watching who's working, who's not. If you're not helping, I'm going to see it, and it's going to be affecting your grade. Day 3, which will be Thursday, each team will get at least one chance to run their racer. This is the only chance you get. This is not trial and error. You don't get pre-runs. You don't get to see how it's working. You build it, and then you race it. And everybody will get to go at least one time. Okay, the one that goes the farthest wins. If you make it the entire length of the course, then whoever had the fastest time is going to be the winner. And I'm the judge. I run the clock. That's all me. Okay. Conclusion essay. This is a big part of the grade for this. On the Forces exam, which is going to be a week from today, you're going to have to write 3 separate paragraphs about your balloon racer and how it relates to Newton's laws of motion. So what I have here is A, B, and C. These are the first 3 questions on the exam, like I've been talking to you about for over a week now. A, what is Newton's first law of motion? And explain how it applies to how your balloon racer works. So you got to tell me what Newton's first law of motion is. And then you have to explain how Newton's first law explains some aspect of your balloon racer. B, what is Newton's second law of motion? Same thing. How does that relate to how your balloon racer works? C, what is Newton's third law of motion? Explain how it applies to how your balloon racer works. Each of these questions is going to be worth a lot of points. Okay. We're talking 10 points per question. That means that these 3 questions right here that you have a week to prepare for is going to be worth 30 points on your next exam. No excuses for not being ready for this. These appear exactly as they will appear on the test. It'll be the very first page, the very first 3 questions you have to answer. Okay. My suggestion is that you prepare your responses ahead of time. Think about it, pre-write them, so when you get to class next Tuesday, you can just write them out real fast. As far as this portion of the project, grading, 20 points for creativity. How creative was your racer? If you give me what I showed you a picture of, just a straw bottle and balloon, you're not getting creativity points. Okay, you should be doing some type of manipulation, some type of design for your balloon racer. Participation. What did you do to help? I'll be monitoring what's going on. I'll be talking to people if I have to about who's contributing, who's not. But you got 20 points for that. And then also required materials. Do you have your schematic? Do you have the materials list? Do you have the names of the people who are responsible for things to be brought in? Overall, this lab is worth 50 points. 50-point lab, and then again, this conclusion essay grade, the 3 questions on the exam, 10 points apiece. So it's a significant portion of your next exam. Okay. So that's it. Your task for the rest of the hour today. If you are gone, try to get those notes made up. Otherwise, make sure that you are working to design your racer. What do you want to do? Think about Newton's laws of motion. Think about the relationships between force, mass, and acceleration. What is going to get your balloon racer to travel the farthest and the fastest using the materials that you can have? Okay. You don't need to acquire any materials today. Design it, drop your schematics, materials list, make sure you assign who's going to be bringing what tomorrow. I'll bring the balloons and the straws. Okay. That's it. Good luck.